All right, you remember this sad sack? Well, we need to get to work on it, and we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver, man. This is the rim off of our KEY-A-WANEE hay elevator, and I got it cleaned up, and now it has since flash rusted again. Haven't had time to get back out here and mess with it, but we need to. So I determined that it's a little too far gone for just a washer, so we're gonna have to cut us a piece to lay in there. So we want to make sure that it doesn't need to be as wide as this, but it needs to be wide enough, you know. So I'm going to mark this up and cut something out, and then I guess what I'll try to do is weld the center up top there, like here, and then I'll heat it and beat it until I can get it to conform to what I want. We'll see how that goes. It may not work good for us, but we got to do something. Okay, here's the piece I cut, and you're gonna say, oh, it's too long. Well, it's got to get hammered down in there once it's heated, so it needs to be longer so that it has somewhere to go, because it'll shorten up in short order, and we got to cover that. So I'm gonna see if I can't weld it right along there, just enough that we can continue on our process. And like I said, I'll heat and beat until I get it to conform to my will. And then we can weld it the rest of the way, and then we can clean it and paint it. And then, yeah, we'll move along in this process. All right, let's take a look at what I've come up with. I need to drill that hole to 5/8, but I got this patch put on this side. I got it conformed in there. I need to grind it. It has to be absolutely smooth so it doesn't poke a hole in the tube. So I also need to get either get a different gun, or try to get a different switch for my MIG welder, because it's super annoying. It doesn't always make contact when you pull it, and then you end up with these ends of wire hanging out, and that sucks. So we need to get that fixed. That's a brand new wand, but Chinesium, I guess, so that didn't work out for us. But I'm going to grind on this a little bit and see what I can accomplish, and it's probably not going to be perfect, but it's going to be the best we can make it. That's still kind of toasty. Yeah. Friends, we got the hole closed, but not very gracefully. There's just not much of this rim left to play ball. So this one we're going to have to take some JB Weld and smooth this all up along the edges, because the rim is pitted. Our welding has some places on it. I just would feel better if that was a little more smooth transition, and I can fill that in better with JV Weld than trying to sit here and put a spot here and a spot there and whatever and keep grinding. It's just easier to do it that way. So I'll JV Weld that up. We'll let it dry. I'll get that hole made to 5/8 somehow. I'm sure I got a bit around here somewhere. And then we can paint it up. We'll gloss black the center. I think these rims were red, so we'll probably make the outside red. Why not? Why not make it beautiful for something that's never going to see any work of any kind? So sure. Okay, friends, here's how this has turned out. I think it's going to do the thing. Now we just have to mount a tire on it, you know. Let's get it up here to where we can see here's our repair area. I mean, this rim ain't no beauty queen, but I would say that's going to do it for us to get that thing home. So yeah, I think I have a tire right over here that will work for us. So we're gonna give it a try and see what happens. Probably gotta clean it out first. Get on there. Like I said, we're doing this the most inappropriate way possible, friends. We don't need any correct ways or safety or any of that. We're about over this wind though. I'm getting sick and tired of this nonsense. If this would stay aired up for a few days, then I'll be brave enough to go try it, you know. Uh-oh. Did we poke a hole in it already? No. It's gonna go. It's probably not gonna like to jump over my patch though. That's what I'm worried about. Well, that worked pretty good. Okay, let's let the air out so it can find its happy place. Sure. Yeah, see, it's gonna come off of that patch. The patch is in a place I'd rather not have it in the bead, but that's just the way it worked out. There's not much a guy could do on this, short of torching the center out and welding on another rim. And this definitely ain't worth that treatment. It's hardly worth what we did to it, but let's see what that, oh, nothing. Like I said, I think this tire's good. Otherwise, I don't think I would have kept it where I did. I would have put it in the burn pile. I hear stuff moving though. I hope that's not belt separating. You know, that kind of concerns me. But I'm pretty certain that this was a to be used again tire. It looks good. That's about 20. Let's go ahead and give it 35. It's squeezing out some water. There must have been a little bit of water left in the tire. It's finding a way to get that out of there. Okay, that's it. Okay, friends, there is one restored rim for a KEY-A-WANEE elevator. And we will go back and I got dirt all over my nice paint. Oh well. We'll go back one day and we'll attempt this rescue. Now the other rim has also got a hole in it, but it's still holding air, so I'm going to trust that maybe I could make it this far home. It's only a couple miles, but it may lay down on us on the way home and we may have to pull over, and boy, I don't know what we'll do then. I hope it lays down somewhere I can ditch it in the field until then I'll just have to go home, weld something up real quick and go. The smart thing to do would probably be take it off, bring it home, do the same thing I just did, but I hate to do that. Why not just roll with it? Another cool thing I noticed or didn't know the other day was that this is actually a long bearing, like full of rollers and greasable. So they actually did have, it's not just like a bushing on an axle. That's what I wasn't sure about. I wasn't sure how well that was going to work, but doing it this way, that would run a long time, and it spreads the load out over the whole thing, so it'll work just fine. We'll leave this tire sit here and we'll see if it is still inflated when we go, whatever day we think we're gonna attempt it, we'll try it. And if it's flat, then I guess we're gonna do something else. But we'll check it the next few days and see that it's still holding the same way, you know. Oh, this is kind of relaxing. Look at that. Lay on this inner tube. Yeah, this one is out of the John Deere. It's kind of still got air in it, but that other one pretty well deflated. So yeah, but anywho, I think we accomplished something with this. So hopefully we can rescue our treasure with minimal sadness. Sadness, friends, is not only realizing that you left the window open all night on the truck, but seeing it covered with flies. I can only imagine that there's thousands of them in here. Isn't that right, Buddy the dog? Sure. Maybe there's only a few 100 million in here instead of thousands. I don't know. But what we're gonna do is we're going to take that, well, we're first gonna go down and load it up and make sure, but if that KEY-A-WANEE tire is up still, we're gonna take it and go put it on, and then we're gonna assess the situation. Should we pull it home now? I had intended to pull it home with a tractor, but I suppose that if I can get it turned around with the truck, I'm not opposed to pulling it with the truck. I thought it would be more exciting for you if it was, you know, with the tractor. But it also could rain anytime, so I'd rather not go down that rabbit hole of sadness. How are we doing? Good, good. We still have air in us, that's good. Now, we need to take with us cotter pin. And also, I'm thinking the grease gun, so we can grease the other wheel and this wheel once it's on. All right, will we accomplish this? I have no idea. But we're sure gonna give it our darndest, aren't we? We'll get it up on its two wheels. We'll see how it looks. And I might run over there with a tractor and get it. Just because if something bad would happen, I think with a tractor I could drag it out of the way. Like I'll take a chain with me and just rip it out of the road somehow. Whether I'm skidding it upside down on pieces or what. But I don't want to get, how do I want to put it, you know? I don't want to obstruct the roadway and have to deal with that. It's not worth that to me. If it's junk, we can always use it as a feed trough, you know? All right. It's still here. Yep. Easy there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Handyman jack, we need that. I'm kind of worried about the, that's another reason why I'm thinking tractor, and I'm worried about that tongue actually being attached to the thing. I don't know. Now it's going to start being windy again just because, you know, because we want to be out here working. Come on. I think we need the wheel over here, don't we? Because we're going to have to do like the quick switch, I believe, to make it work. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Very scientific here. Gotta have that. We can jack it up. So you want to do this in the high wind so that, you know, the thing might flip over on you. That's also a plus. Let's see if we can make that permanent. I was thinking maybe this one was the one. Or did we not? I bet we didn't get the old one and drove out of there all the way, did we? I bet we forgot about that, didn't we? Son of a Knutson, friends. We forgot an important step we were going to do before putting this wheel back on. We were going to drive the rest of that out of there, because I don't think we're going to get it this way. So guess what we get to do? Start all over. Take the wheel off, because I don't think we'll get it like it is. I forgot about that. I thought I had that out of there, but I guess I didn't. Oh, I tell you. Animal noises, friends. Animal noises. I got too excited. I also just love how I'm in the wind, friends. Why? I'm gonna have to move you, unfortunately, because I gotta have that blocked. Get into. It's ridiculous. Well, it's a good thing we don't live miles away, because that sucks, friends. That sucks. Okay, in typical fashion, this is going to go the most difficult way possible, but that's okay. We're no stranger to the nonsense. We'll sit on the ground. We'll find us a drill bit that goes through there. I would assume that it's 1/4 inch, but actually it looks like it might be more than that. What's this one do for it? Let's start with that. See if that does the thing. And then when it breaks off, then I don't know what we'll do. Basically all we had to do is get rust or little metal flakes all over the bearing surface so that it totally ruins it. We're not making any progress now. Why? Why are we not making any progress? Come on. Why is that not just going through? What is that cotter pin made out of? If the Titanic was made out of cotter pin material, it'd probably still be sailing today. Good grief. Oh. All of that just to get it off of there. Let's use our rag, nature's rag. See nature's rag? Get all that metal shavings off of there. Jeez. What a struggle this, friends. What a struggle this. Let me get this over here so that I'm ready to go. Take 2 or 3, depending on how you look at it. Also, it's going to roll off of it this time because the jack isn't set quite right. Come on, baby. Get on there. Oh, almost took the handyman to the teeth. Come on. Get on there. My goodness, friends. Has this ever made me work for it? Come on. I'm at the wrong angle is what the brown. There we go. One wheel installed. I thought this was going to be a simple video, and this has turned into a 2-part thing. It's fought me every step of the way. It's amazing how a simple project, don't look at that wheel, don't look at it. We're not going there. It's holding air, so we're gonna look the other way. And we're gonna hope that it makes it home. We're gonna hope that these take. Friends, I hate to tell you, but I've just been talking for like 15 minutes and I realized the camera wasn't recording. And that sucks the big Knutson, friends. I think I got it ready to go though. So I got all the loose ends, I think, tied. Miscellaneous garbage, whatever. I'd love to just hook it to the truck and go right now, but I fear that. So I'm gonna go get a tractor and a chain, and we're just gonna try to make this happen. Is it gonna be the thing to do? I don't know, but I think it's gonna be easier to navigate the narrow driveway of sadness that we have to go through, because their driveway drops off on the edge bad, like deep gorge. So I've got about an hour before I gotta leave for my bus route. Hopefully that's enough time. So let's go get a tractor. All right, friends, the appropriate thing to do would be to use a loader tractor. We're not gonna though. We're gonna take this little red feller, you know? We should probably also switch hitches to something in case we would need to hook it to that, but I don't think that's what we want. We want it hooked to the solid drawbar because, yeah, bad things happen when you hook things that are top heavy to 3-point drawbars, you know? Let's make sure this is gonna run. Well, I guess that starter is toast. That's bizarre, friends. Come on. There we go. Sure. Let's see, what gear are we in? That's 2. Oh, that's not. That's 5. Okay. We're in high range. Good. We gotta go get a chain. I want to take a chain with me. Oh, and change this hitch real quick. Whoa, horsey. you can't smell on TV obviously, but as it heats up for the first time and burns that paint, it has a very strong odor burning that paint off of there. Let's find us a chain. Thought I had an appropriate length one right here, but I guess not. There it is. Better pick that up before the grass grows on it, right? That's why. That's what I was thinking. All right, all we can do is fail miserably, cause a traffic accident and die. We should also put it in two-wheel drive to go down the road. Interesting. It doesn't appear to like two-wheel drive. The front end gets all wiggly wobbly. Look at that. Well, that ain't gonna work. You can't keep it on the road. If I put it in four-wheel drive, what's it do? Then it drives great. Interesting. I guess we won't be going full speed. We'll be going slow, which I kind of anticipated on the way back, but I thought we could at least drive there in road gear. Holy Knudsen, Fred. Well, we're learning things. You cannot drive it in two-wheel drive. Something is very much wrong. You put it in four-wheel drive and it drives great, but you can't really drive in road gear in four-wheel drive. So we'll just cruise at this slow speed. Good thing it's not very far. When we get there. Slow going, but we're making it. Somebody said, why don't you take this on a tractor drive? Yeah, right. I wouldn't take a front wheel assist tractor on a tractor drive anyway, but this one's got a lot of issues to iron out. Good grief. A fast walk could outrun it right now. We're going to try to take a shortcut though, at least to get there. To leave we'll have to go the long way, but to get in there I think we can cut through the woods here. See, we can't take this way out because we'd have to turn into a tree and that won't work. And I wouldn't be opposed to cutting through this field, but we got to go through a pretty deep ditch up here, and I don't know that that'll work either. We'll assess the situation. That's why I wanted to go this way, because it would be a lot easier to go across a wide open space. Pretty aggressive angle there. Also, fourth gear is a lot slower than fifth. Well, they've added in some stuff. Yeah, I think we gotta go the long way. To see which thing fails first, the tractor or the elevator. Because right now I'm worried about this whole setup here. We got more work to do on it than I thought. But that's why we test them like this, you know. We do piddly things with them to see how bad they are. And then we make it better. My journey is not going as planned. I'm gonna have to hook it to this unless I take this hitch off, but we're gonna have to see that it doesn't flip up and slam the arms up, because that would be bad. This might be one of the stupider things I've done. Every time I do one, I think it can't possibly be stupider than this. And yet, I seem to find a way. Let's see what happens. It's gonna start to rain too, so that's a bonus. It's gonna flat out pour all over me. So that's excellent. I really don't know where to point the camera because I'm not sure which thing is going to fail first. We're just going to take it nice and easy and see what happens. Now they have a pretty dramatic sobriety checkpoint up here, so I'm not sure how I'm going to navigate that. I really hope this thing fits without going off of the driveway, because that would be bad. As soon as we get to the other side of the creek, then we're going to jump in the field and take the wide open spaces, and we can get on the road down there. I looked every time I've been by. I think that's going to be the best way. But oh friends, what have I got myself into? was the engineer at the KEY-A-WANEE factory had enough sense to know that they needed to make it stay in the wheel tracks of what was pulling it. It's not real wide like some modern augers. Let's hope this is solid. You can't tell, yes, I'm getting rained on, so probably will get pneumonia as my free prize for this. We don't want to bounce it too much because I don't trust that hitch. Just enough to get completely soaked. Somehow you stayed pretty dry though. Anything coming? Yell out if something's coming, because I'm not stopping. Until we get home. That would be super handy of you. I know we're, you know, putting a lot of faith in it, especially since we did nothing. But I'm thinking about a new strategy. One where I don't look back. I just keep going forward. That's what they told you when you graduated school. You know, look at the road ahead. Take the road less traveled. I'm doing all that stuff today, so I think we'll continue with that advice and just not look back. When we get home, we might have a part of a hitch and a hitch pin, and that's all, and that's fine. We just won't look back. Still got tires, I hope. I broke my rule already about not looking back. We'll break it some more by not looking forward either. We'll just go. We'll just go and hope for the best. We made the first corner, so that's something at least. Hang in there, buddy. If you stay at this speed, you don't get the death wobble in two-wheel drive, so that's something, I guess. It's only going to take like 45 minutes to get home at this rate, but hey, do what you got to do. This is probably about a good enough speed anyway for the situation that's behind us, you know. Keep the vibration to a minimum. Try to keep the wheels out of the roughage there, because that'll be hard on it too. We've only got a couple miles to go, so it should be fine. The thing was sitting right there. We cut through here a minute ago, so we've come exactly back as far as we needed to. Now we can start our journey. So that's great. Can't go too fast or we'll get the death wobble. Well, as we enter the second hour of our journey, home is nearly in sight. There was one time I had to get over to let a car go by, and that tire did not like getting back up on the road. It looked very differently shaped than a tire should look. But we're close enough now that I think we're gonna make it. One way or the other, even if we're dragging it in, sparking on the rims. If it goes now, what I'll do is cut through the field, pull it out there and leave it sit. And then when it dries up, I'll go hook to it again and drag it up to the house. But there is still a 14% chance that this might actually work and make it all the way without incident. This is about top speed that you can go in two-wheel drive without the death wobble. But hey, it's still chugging along. Our repaired tire is working great. I guess we'll have to give the other side the same treatment if the elevator turns out to be something. But really, there's nothing on it that can't be fixed. It's chain and some bearings and a couple sprockets. So I'm sure we can figure it out. Well, we made it to the driveway. So that means the biggest hurdle is behind us? Question mark? I don't know. We'll stop up here and assess how we've done. All right, friends, how did we do? Well, the thing is in our driveway. We didn't lose any pieces, to my knowledge. Imagination got us home because that's about the only thing that's holding that tongue on there. But that's fine. You know, we made it. How bad is it? Probably pretty bad. When you do that, it doesn't look like much happens. So there's some homework to still be done before this would actually be potentially usable. This is going to be like a ZEP job, you know. Zep her up real good. I'm not real sure how that works. I would assume that that's a stop of some variety, but maybe it's not. That's probably the transport cradle lock, like you put it. You make sure that this is in here to travel so that it doesn't bounce out. But then when you raise it up, it goes out of there. Because it probably goes up to where it's dented here, right? That would be my guess. I don't know. The thing might be garbage. We may not be able to do anything with it. I don't know. The tire's leaving the chat, but hey, it made it. And our grease that we put in is coming out, so that's nice. I think it's worth an investigation, you know. What we'll do is we'll try to lube up everything we can. We'll have to do something here because that ain't gonna work anymore for us. But maybe replace this chain so that it'll actually turn, and then we'll give it a try real slow and see if we can get it to move. And then once we do that, then we can decide how much more we want to go. I would say that this part's locked up pretty solid. Well, I can kind of move it a little by hand, back and forth. Yeah, it's rough in a lot of ways, but they ain't making no more. So I feel like I said, even if it turns out to be totally garbage, it can become a trough. People do that. I'm not opposed to that. So my eventual plan would be to like maybe sell ear corn, and then I could have this, just set it up here over the driveway or something and auger it right into people's vehicles. And I want to get that other one we had going too. But if I do something like that where you have to be able to make it happen right now, it's good to have a backup, because the worst thing is to have a customer show up for something and then it doesn't work for you. So sure, this little thing, it's kind of frustrating because it's almost a $6,000 paperweight. I don't know, it's not its fault. We're too early in the process. We haven't really done anything with it to test it, but today definitely put it through its paces, and we learned. Well, to quote popular 90s television, how rude. The GoPro cut me off right in the middle of talking. We learned some stuff about this tractor, which I suspected kind of just looking at it anyway. The toe in I don't think is right, and that's why it really had the death wobble bad. But I'm not sure that there's much we can do for it. I also kind of feel like maybe it's sagging a little bit, but maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's definitely not a road warrior. It's more of a trailer queen. But hey, what are you gonna do? You know, we have to just fix the stuff as we find it. We don't know what's all wrong with it, because I mean, it's used, it's been loved in a previous life, and now it's here. So yeah, we just have to keep sorting out its issues as we go along. It was I was a little bit worried there for at the beginning. It was kind of unfortunate the way it was carrying on, but hey, like I said, we made it. That's the main thing. We'll park this somewhere and sort it out again, you know. Give the other wheel the same treatment if we can get the elevator going good. Get this one going good since it's out here, and then we'll work on the other one at some point. Summertime projects probably. There's something wrong with ours. I can't remember. There's a bearing out or something, or a bushing, and that's what made Grandpa give up on it. But I don't think that there's anything. Like I said, he was of the mind, he was not a I don't know how to put that, like he would only go so far. I go a lot farther. Like I will work on stuff that looks like it has no hope and find another way. And if he couldn't walk in and say, here, I need this bearing, and they said we can't get it, he'd accept that as they don't make it anymore and it's over with. And I'm not that way. So yeah, this is kind of interesting that it has this grate, I guess, for like trash to fall through, your fines. So we would have to probably cover that up using the included mounting holes if we wanted to do ear corn, because I'm afraid that the like, I don't know, I feel like you'd waste a lot of corn, or you could have it down there and catch the fines in a bucket or something, but you know what I'm saying. Just another thing to park to the side and worry about later. What can I say? Like I said, they ain't making them no more. I had a John Deere at one time. It was shorter by a little bit, and I ended up selling that to a guy. He fixed it up and then made it into a thing to carry firewood away from his splitter, and it runs off a hydraulic motor really slow and gets it off of there. So whatever, it had, the frame was broke on it. I pulled it home with that flopping, so that was kind of stupid, but hey, we do stupid things here, friends. We're not afraid of nonsense. So yeah, anywhoos, we're gonna call this video here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well then, hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. and that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.